afternoon, everybody. Welcome to WAEofFishing. If you're new here, hit subscribe. This is a different video. I'm not on the water today. I'm in my new shop. Got a bunch of names from the live stream. Still want some other names, and no offense. And the name hasn't hit me yet. Someone told me to call it the shop. Somebody told me to call it the store. I'm kind of just calling it the shop anyway. But we're in the shop today. This is our first video in the shop. And today I want to actually reveal my two newest reels. My two new Finesse reels. I put some teasers up on Instagram and that sort of thing, and there'll be a lot more content of these coming up on Instagram. But guys, my reels hadn't broken. I still have Shimano's over there that I bought in 2011, 2010, 2009. They're still working. I have one somewhere. Technically, the doorbell's ringing. Technically, that reel still works. Right? This is a Shimano from I don't know how when, but you could probably still fish with that. But I just wanted new stuff, right? So I bought two new Finesse reels. They're JDM reels, and it's going to be a two-part video. So one, I'm going to introduce you guys to the reels and talk about why I use these reels. But then I thought that some of you may benefit from my approach to buying these JDM reels. All right, I'm back. Turns out the doorbell was for me. This is a wire I needed for the podcast. So where was I? So I bought new reels. I didn't need to. My other reels still worked. My other reels I still have two of these. These are Shimano Ultegra Advances. They are also Japanese models. But I just wanted new stuff. Now, I'm going to tell you, these are built for finesse. I'm a finesse guy. Y'all know I do a lot of finesse fishing. If you watch the channel, I do a lot of light line, small bait, finesse fishing. So these reels are purpose built for finesse. They're not purpose built for bass fishing finesse, okay? In Southeast Asia, they're really big on squid fishing. I think it's called egging. So these are egging reels. There's some key differences to these versus the reels we use in the States. This is a pin, but this will suffice for demonstration purposes. That's an old pin, like 3000. This is the first reel. This is a Shimano Sephia BB. I'll do some close-ups of this. I pulled up the catalog for this beautiful machine. So there are several models of the Shimano Sephia in Southeast Asia. This is not an American model reel. Some of the parts are similar, you know, body shape, that sort of thing, to what you can get in the US at a tackle store. Some key differences of this. First of all, that spool is dumb shallow. I don't even think that's an eighth of an inch deep. The spool is really shallow to not hold a lot of line. The line that I use on these is super thin line. Here's one of them, some Yozuri Super Braid. In Japan, they'll list this as 0.6, or another one would be 0.8, or 1.0, instead of the pounds we use in America. But the reason I go for the JDM reels with my Finesse stuff, first of all, that reel is gorgeous. Can we all agree? It's got the faded cranberry against the black with the chrome. It's just a beautiful reel. These reels have different features. Okay, now I paid under $200 for this. This reel is used. In Japan, they take better care of their equipment than we do in the US. Just flat out, I don't care if I hurt your feelings. This is listed as a used reel. It has a scuff that I can't find somewhere on that bail arm. I can't find it. It is pristine. I paid just under 200 bucks for this reel. Now, the key things about this reel are, it comes with the, I'm gonna say this wrong, Hagane or Hagane body. It has Core Protect on it, right? It's got Core Protect, it's got Hagane, it's got the rapid fire drag. It's got a really easy drag, easy startup on the drag. It's got a one-piece bail. There's no connection here. So with that really light line that I'm using, it slides right onto the bail roller. No chance of it getting caught on anything. That's one solid piece of metal polished down. The styling of them is different. The amount of ball bearings they come with is different. That shallow spool, I don't know why we use so much line in the US. Nobody uses all the line on their reel. It's a waste. I really think it's a racket between the line company and the reel companies. You could put half the line on a bait caster that you do now. You can make arguments on rotating mass of the spool, all sorts of things like that. Nobody lets their line get that low at all. Everybody talks about putting backing on before you put your good line on. So just take away that whole space. If you're going to argue that having line on the reels makes them do something different, your ultra high-end reels carry less line. Your BFS reels carry less line. When you start to get into modifying reels and changing parts, the spools have less line. I don't know why we do it in the US. But in the US, to get a reel, I don't even know which reel would be comparable to get. This reel has the Hagane gears, it's got X-Ship, it's got Core Protect, it's got the G-Free body, the ARC spool, the one-piece bail, the anti-rust bearings. It has everything, and I paid under $200 because in the JDM market, technically it's used. Flawless reel, gorgeous reel. And I'm gonna put that on the Zodius. The color on that combo is gonna be second to none. But again, that's a Sephia BB 3000. Now, with everything I just listed, the BB, that BB designation on this reel is bang for your buck. This is not even the full featured Sephia. I couldn't find this one. Nobody was selling it. But you can get these, and also this has like a 6-to-1 gear ratio. Yep. The gear ratio on this spinning reel is 6.0 to 1. Okay. If you step that up and went and got the Sephia SS, you would get Hagane gears, X-Ship, MGL, Core Protect, G-Free body, ARC spool, CI4 Plus architecture. You would get the anti-rust bearing, the one-piece bail, and a couple other things I can't make out of the image. But this isn't even the top of the line model. And look at everything I got for less than 200 bucks. Okay. Now, if you're not ultra finesse, it's not the reel for you. You're not going to load that up with 12-pound test and be able to fish with it. The next reel I got, and I already put it on the rod because the color combination with that Powell Inferno, come on now. Come on now. You feel me? Look at the color combo. I just like looking at this. It's an older rod too, right? This is the rod I use for my shaky heads. Again, this is 7-foot medium light. I use this for shaky head fishing, fishing Nico Helgramites, and that sort of thing. I don't fish heavy line on this. Now, in the US market, the 2000 size reel kind of went away years ago. Most of the reels now are 2500 size. The 2500 size is just a little bit bigger, just to give you a comparison. The Sephia on the left is a 3000. This reel on the right is a 2000. It's not drastically different, but it is different enough that you get bigger drag washers and the spool arbor is a little larger, so it gives you a bigger loop on the line, and there's some ways that affects your casting and all. Not only is this reel gorgeous again, I actually have already started modifying it. That is a Gomexus standoff, and what that is for is when you lay this down now, there's no boat rash. That reel is not touching the deck of the boat. The Gomexus knob is touching. Now that's replaceable, that's also metal, and that has a hole through it so I can clip the bait to. But that keeps, then if I lay the reel on the other side, it's essentially laying on the handle. It's keeping my rotor from getting boat rash. So there's no nicks in the rotor to cut the fine line that I'm going to be using. Little neat trick about this reel, I'm going to tell y'all when we're done. Again, this reel has Core Protect. It's got Hagane body. It's all metal. It's got the one-piece bail roller. The color scheme is sick. This reel weighs nothing. Matter of fact, when I picked this up, I was like, man, that's heavy. This reel, I think, weighs 10 ounces. It weighs nothing. Literally, it weighs nothing. When you're fishing really light baits, did you hear that too? Listen to that bail close. Did you hear how positive? That is a good bail. That bail is snappy. The key thing about this, which makes it not for everybody, okay? Don't run out and get one of these. The max drag on this reel is 6 pounds. 6 pounds. It won't go over 6 pounds. That's it. Which is fine for me because I'm typically fishing 6 and 8 pound test. So I'm fine with it being 6 pounds. We'll probably do another video and kind of talk about drag as I understand it, because if you're new here, this is WAEofFishing. I'm not telling you to do anything the way I did it. Go out there and fish your way. That's the way I end every video, because I'm showing you this. You may take this and springboard off into your own thing. So don't go flaming me, telling me I'm wrong. If you want to do something different, by all means, I am encouraging you to go do something different. But this only holds 6 pounds of drag. It does not hold a lot of line. For what I'm using it for, that's perfect. I was out, if you watched one of the last videos I did, I was throwing 8 pound test on a Ned rig. And when I set the hook, it was just drag. Just on the hook set, just the drag went. And I commented that even with all of that in this tip, I was still bending the hooks out. I'm not using a lot of drag. I'm fishing 6, 8, I've even gone down to 4 and 5. I don't care. I don't need to hold 12, 13 pounds of drag. I will never put any line on this reel that will survive that much drag pressure. The other thing about this being such a light drag, years ago, if you pay attention, guys would talk about when you're using really light line that you need to back reel because the drag wasn't good enough, because you needed to back reel. That's because of the breakover on the drag, and we'll do that in another video. With this being 6 pounds, the breakover on that drag is maybe, and I even doubt this, maybe hitting 8 pounds of breakover. It's perfect for what I'm doing. Now again, this is not available in America. This is a Japanese only model. It's made for saltwater, for finesse fishing saltwater with the technique called egging. I'll link all that sort of stuff down below if you're curious. But this is what I do. I sit at home and I research stuff and I look for stuff and I go down rabbit holes on Reddit and I find things and I learn things, little pieces of information and put the puzzle together. Now here's the teaser. Here's the thing. I'm going to end this video right now. There are stores in Japan that specialize. There's a huge used market of reels in Japan. Right now it's kind of hard to get newer reels. I will tell you that the bait casting reels from Japan are still stupid expensive. The spinning reels you can get, it's more of a niche market, right? Or niche, whatever you want to call it. This was listed as a Soare BB CS C2000S from 2018. I looked at the pictures. This happened to be on eBay. I looked at the pictures and I kept saying, God, something's wrong. Either this is a scam and they're going to send me a piece of trash, or he doesn't know what he's selling. I have a Soare BB already that you guys have seen I use for drop shot fishing. But I took a chance on this. I think I paid $137. And I said, well, either when the reel gets here, I either scored big or I struck out. Let me tell you what, this is not the 2018 model. So when I started looking at it, I saw the X-Ship logo, I saw the Core Protect, and I remember, because I studied this, the 2018 BB model didn't have Core Protect. How does this have Core Protect? And it said BB, and I'm like, something's not right. So what this actually is a 2020, 2021 model, which did have it. The person selling it in Japan, private seller, thought he had a 2018 model. This reel should have been over $200. Your boy scored for real, right? I paid like 140, 134, 144, something, right? And I scored. I got a 2021 model reel that the person thought was a 2018 reel, and it is spotless. There is, I don't know, I don't even think there's a scuff on it. It came wrapped up in bubble wrap, all right, disassembled in bubble wrap. I put it together. It is flawless. It is flawless. And I paid way under market value for it because he messed up. I wouldn't have caught the mess up had I not been sitting at home reading catalogs, reading forums, and hoping to buy a new reel for so long. As soon as I saw it, I was like, something's off. Something's off, something's not right. I'll go ahead and get it and see what happens. Came up, got like a $70 break, right? So that's just a gorgeous unit. I'll put some B-roll of these reels up. So next video will be how I go about buying finesse reels from Japan and all of that, how I do the research. So right now, I gave my old finesse reel to Caleb. So right now I've got 2 Shimano Ultegra Advances. I have a Soare 2000 BB 2017 model and a 2021 model. And I have the Sephia BB 2020 model. I think that's a 2020 model. So yeah, I'm good to go. I finally got some new reels. I'm not going to complain. Now I've just got some older bait casters that I want to get rid of. Next video, how I shop for these, and then a video after that, because I'm waiting for one part to show up. I need a reel handle to show up, and I've got an old green Shimano Curado that I'm going to completely redo. We're going to go in, we're going to change the pinion gear, we're going to change the main gear, we're going to put a carbon drag in it, we're going to change the handle, modify the drag star, and all of that. Should be a dope video. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching WAEofFishing.